Hello, I'm Dr. Lance Morris, and welcome to my weekly YouTube posting. This is number 29 in a sequential series. When we're on the razor's edge, in an unconditional detached state, divine guidance always leads us to the greatest good. Here is one of the great paradoxes. With divine guidance, our choices are not based on our perception of right and wrong, nor our intellectually derived moral compass, but instead instinct. My definition of instinct is knowing coupled with action, no thoughts or opinions involved. This divine gift is granted all of God's creatures, including humans. In biblical terms, we broke the covenant. This was Adam and Eve eating from the apple of knowledge of good and evil. This human construct, facilitated from our mind, severed the divine intuitive guiding link. Prior to this, our operating system was divine from beyond STEM. After, it became a perversion of polarity couched in the language of right and wrong, good and evil. When an animal kills its prey for food, this is neither a good nor bad act. It is a function of the natural order of things in a polarized universe. As humans, instinctual guidance is our divine right. We have lost this right through our own actions. However, we can just as easily regain it. With practice, we start to turn the divine spigot of intuition back on. With direct experience, we begin to trust the guidance, and our desire to mentally and emotionally dissect our choices slowly vanishes. What a relief to know that all our actions become the right actions, not because we know they are right, but because we know. The burden of choice is no longer dependent on a fickle and unstable perception of what is good or evil. Unfortunately, organized languages created in polarized dimensions, by definition, communicate in polarized terms. The consequence is that any attempt to explain anything beyond polarity will always miss the mark. Despite this, we can use language cleverly. In my book, The Edge and Beyond, I state that the form is not the way. The way is the way. The form can point or lead to the way, so master the form and then release it. And remember that the form is not the way. The way is the way. Language is such a form. Ram Dass, formerly Richard Alpert, wrote a book, Be Here Now. Eckhart Tolle wrote a book, The Power of Now. These men were drawing from the same font of knowledge, of knowing and being. As we spiral up the English language, the words become fewer and fewer until we hit the terminus. This terminal sequence starts with a transcendent conjugation of the verb to be. The progression is as follows. They feel, we think, I am, it is. I offer this as a contemplation seed for you. When referring to a space outside STEM, use of words like better or worse really have no place nor function. Words like higher or lower do offer perspective, but are never to be interchanged with higher as better and lower as worse. Higher and lower merely represent different energy frequencies or vibratory states. For simplicity, imagine that STEM, space-time, energy, and matter, have a membrane barrier separating it from non-STEM. Below this barrier is polarity, manifesting as positive and negative, yang and yin, man and woman, night and day, light and dark, up and down, hot and cold, life and death. These aspects of polarity are accurate and observational. On the other hand, constructs of good and evil, right and wrong, are projections derived from the acronym I use, be, me, body, ego, mind, identity. Understanding the limitations of polarized languages, I want to refer to the space below the membrane separating stem from non-stem as the pure negative. This pure negative is the induction point from which all polarized dimensions manifest and all forms of positive and negative charge then exist. I want to refer to the space above the membrane separating stem from non-stem as the pure positive. This is that space I alluded to at the beginning of this talk about the greater good. So I'm referring to the greater good as coming from the pure positive, which is through instinct, which is beyond stem. So the pure positive then is the induction point from which all non-polarized dimensions exist. Thank you much for attention, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Goodbye for now.